let's do the concert one, because I do have a concert coming up on that date. Let's see. I can download this tab as a CSV, right? I'm going to load it in there. And now if I go to my calendar, I'm going to pick that calendar. I can import. So if I go to settings, there's a cool import export here. And I can import that calendar I just got there. So select file. And then what did I just call that one? It was calendar something. I have lots of weird stuff in my that's desktop. That's why I can't find it. Downloads. Calendar. Right? So then I hit import. I've imported 4 events. And I've just created 4 events on my calendar. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. So this is a great way for me to keep track of what I need to do for coming up years of things that I have repetitive processes for. When you put one date in, and it gives you backtrack of all the other dates. So yeah, now once it's imported, let's say I get to my next concert's going to be May something. I could literally just copy down May. I don't even know. It's like the second Friday in May. May. Let's go first. Let's find that second Friday in May. It's the 17th. No, it's the 10th. 10th is my concert. So now it's changed all of my dates. May 3rd do the thing. April 26th do the thing. May 9th do a thing, and May 11th do a thing. And then I could just download it for that. And whenever I come up with a new thing that I should probably remember to do a week or 2 or 3 or 5 ahead, I just drop that in as the next item on this list. And I download it as a new CSV to import in my Google. That's all there is to it. Hope it helps you out. The other day I had a friend ask me about a calendaring thing I do, and I decided, hey, that's another cool video I could put together. So here we are. Now, I have what I call a calendar, and what it does is I can pick a date that something happens. Let's say, because I'm a band teacher, let's say there's a concert, but I need to remember to put programs together 2 weeks before and check names in order on it like 3 weeks before, and to make sure the admin knows that the concert's going to be there the night of, and maybe remind them a week ahead. And then I also got to remember to send them, send out things and try and be a good human a couple days later, and all those other kind of things. So what I do is I have a calendar, which actually is a series of things that I can do leading up to it, because I'm going to forget to do them on those days. So what I do, here, let's start off a whole new sheet, and let's build one. Yes, do I have one already? I do. However, I find that when I rebuild these, I always do it a little bit cleaner. So here we go, new sheet, calendar. So this is going to make some calendar events. I'm going to call this, just for fun, we're going to call this a concert date. And the date, we're going to say is going to be March 14th of this year, 2024. Awesome. Now, I need a spreadsheet that I can download into my calendar on my Google Calendar. So I'm going to make a sheet. What do I want to call this? I'm going to call this something makes a little bit more sense. Concert. I'm going to remind myself it's going to be a CSV because I need to know that. Calendar. There it is. Awesome. So for a calendar CSV, let me double check what the titles are. I think I remember what they are. It's like a date and a subject or something like that. Calendar. Now. CSV file. What's in a calendar CSV file? I can never remember. I know it's very specific. Edit a CSV file. There we go. I need a subject, a start date, and a start time. Awesome. I'm going to copy it because I know text and capitalization freaks me out and matters. Oh, I don't want to copy with the prettiness. So start date there, and start time. Copy, paste. And then subject is what it's going to be called. And then you could add other cool information on there as well. Are there any other nifty ones I want? Subject, start date, that's required. Start time is not required. Good to know. End date, end time. Of course, it's going to just default to something cool. All day event. Nope, don't care. Description. Description! That's what I want. I want to be able to use a description category too. Okay, calendar, and description. Now, start date. So I'm going to say I want to start, let's say, 2 weeks ahead of my calendared, my actual date. So 2 weeks out, I want to check names, right? So I'm going to say for that event, so the sheet 1, B1, and here's a really cool one. Actually, I'll come back to that. I'm going to say minus 7 days. Perfect. That gave me what I wanted. Start time. Now, I have a prep period available at 9:30 that I get a lot of stuff done. So I'm going to call that 9:30 a.m. Ta-da. Subject. Check student names. Then make sure all the kids are in the correct order and you didn't typo. Cool. Now, in my calendar, it'll put that date down, and it'll also put that information under the description for the thing. Now, so that's 2 weeks out. I'm going to start copying this, so if I want to move it without shuffling stuff around, I can actually lock that cell. It's always going to be going to B1. Now, copy down. What else do I want to do? I want to go, that was 1 week ahead. Oh, that's only 1 week ahead. Yeah, I guess 1 week ahead is enough for me to check the names. So I'm going to do 2 weeks ahead. I'm going to make this in parentheses. I don't think I need the parentheses, but I'm going to do it just so I don't get confused later. So 2 weeks ahead of the concert, I'm going to, same time. Let's do 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to, 8:30. I have a TA during my first period class that I can have TA build concert notes. Give them a list of the titles and have them Google it. Cool. So you can then have that work. Let's see. The day before the concert, so I'm going to copy that down. And instead of 2 weeks, I want to go like 1 day before the concert. I'm going to say at 9:30 a.m. check which admin is coming to tomorrow's concert. Cool. Now, I got that. Awesome. On the day of the day after the concert, I like to usually, instead of minus, I want to add a day. At 9:30, write thank you note to the admin. Now, these are all cool little things that I can set here, and it'll just work out fine without any issues, and it'll drop all of it in, hopefully. I can start a whole nother table here. So, like, here's what I do. I say, like, I have a concert, but I also have a competition. And let's say I'm hosting that sometime in October. Let's call it October 1st for a second, because I don't have a calendar in front of me. But if I make it into a date and I double click, I can find the dates. There he goes. That's a Saturday. So let's say I want to do another one of these things for my concert CSV. I'm going to copy this and duplicate. And this is going to be my competition CSV calendar. So instead of B1, it's now B2. So I could change this to B2. I'm going to delete all the rest of this stuff because I don't care anymore. Awesome. So 1 week before, now knowing that it's a Saturday, I'm actually going to go like minus 7, and actually I'm going to go minus 1, which puts me on a Friday, and then a week. So now I'm a week before on the Friday. Check in with football about the stadium use. They can't have a Saturday practice next week. Remind them. They're usually pretty good about it, but it's nice to drop in and say, hey, check it out. We got a thing. Remember that? Oh, yeah, it's a thing. Sweet. There's like 712 things to do when you're a week out, but we're going to make this nice and easy. I'm going to say, let's make this 4 weeks out. So 4 weeks before. 10 times 4. Done. Awesome. So 4 weeks before I host it. So I'm going to want to check in again. I'm going to check in with the custodial. Competition is a month away. Make sure they're good with lining the field and having staffing for the event. Ooh, I also want to, on the same time, instead of checking with custodial, I'm going to check in with security, or actually Dean's office. Make sure we have security for the event. And I could do this, and I'm only putting a couple little things in here, but I've got all these little things that I can just drop in on the calendar. Maybe doing both of those on the same day might be a little bit too much work, so I'll put that one day earlier. Check on security one day, check on custodial another, and that'll work. So next year when I go to host the competition, all these things will be in my calendar. And my trick is every time you get to something you're like, oh man, I wish I planned ahead, I drop it in my calendar. So my personal calendar is like 30 lines long for each of these events because I'm a space cadet. So it's mostly teachers that are hitting me up, but I am big on helping anybody out with how to Google spreadsheet. I'm kind of a big fan of having the math do the work for you. So if you have any ideas or things that you'd like to see happen, hit me up. My email address is randy@randybennett.net. I have all of my templates also at randybennett.net. Hopefully one day YouTube will let me put my links for my templates in my description, but until then, gotta find them at my website. Bye.